Gemini November. Interesting month for you, Gemini. A lot of activity. First of all, you have Jupiter in Gemini still, which is a blessing. Okay. Even though I know it's considered its detriment for Jupiter, but it's the planet of luck and blessings and expansion in your air sign of Gemini. Okay. Now, this is going to be a wild month because we're going to have a full moon in Sagittarius that's going to be conjunct Mercury, and it's going to be opposite you and opposite Jupiter in Gemini. Okay. So this is going to be interesting. Just a lot of attention in your sign. So the full moon, so right, Sagittarius is a mutable sign, right? It's across from you. It's always in opposition to you. So you've got this mutable energy and a full moon and Mercury involved. So words can get big, right? Because we know that anytime Sagittarius is involved, ruled by Jupiter, things get bigger. Then we've already got Jupiter involved. So we've got even more big, okay? Even bigger. So you're going to want to watch your words really carefully this month because things can get big. Now, this could work in your favor is say you're like a social media person and something can go viral, right? But let's make sure it's something you want to go viral. Now, we have we start off, where is the most energy for you? Well, Mercury retrograde, right? Mercury retrograde starts at the end of the month. Before that, we have the full moon. So really your first aspect is the full moon on the 15th. We talked about that. Then as we're going to start being in that shadow period of Mercury retrograde. So I was telling everybody in the month ahead to start taking notes get your journal out from November 7th on, because that's what Mercury retrograde is going to scoot back to. Okay. So you, Gemini, are going to want to pay extra close attention to this since it's your ruling planet. So get your journal out, start writing down what's going on from November 7th till I would say till the end of the year, because once Mercury goes direct, we're still going to go back over that same ground. So it's going to be really interesting what comes up. Okay. And I kind of got you might get some travel plans that come up. Some of them you're going to have to say no to. There's a lot of travel themes, but doesn't necessarily mean you need to do it. Okay. There's also, I wrote down freedom of speech because there's Sagittarius, Mercury in Sagittarius, which is also considered its detriment, wants freedom. Sagittarius, Mercury wants to speak. Jupiter's involved, so it's going to be bigger. So you have to be really careful about not getting into it with people, especially over the election. Okay. And like I said, you guys probably all know the election results by now, but I'm filming this a little earlier. So I don't know yet, but whichever way it goes, I wouldn't go talking really big about it because things could get a little bit out of control. And things are so feisty with so much fire energy this month that you're going to really want to watch it, because we know what air and fire can do. We have a lot of fires burning right now in New England, which doesn't usually happen around here, right? So we don't want to create a wildfire. Now, there's going to be a square when Pluto is going to move into the air sign of Aquarius, the fixed air sign, on November 19th. Well, you're an air sign, Gemini. So that means you're going to be making that 90-degree angle, that square, and which is considered a challenge. Okay. So that's going to start after November 19th. And that's going to be that way. I got to tell you, Gemini, I hate to say it, but you're going to have this square for 20 years. Okay. So Pluto's going to want to transform things. And Gemini, I get to say this, I'm a Gemini moon. Sometimes we can be so busy, off thinking a million thoughts, and Pluto's going to kind of show up and show us where the change has to happen. So we're going to have to adjust to these changes, and boy, we're going to have a long time to be able to do that. All right, now I did a little pre-reading just to get a feel for what's going on with you, Gemini, and I got the 8 of crystals, which is traditionally the 8 of swords. And, it's air energy and you're air. And this is a lot about overthinking and feeling stuck. And I already said there's themes of travel, but not necessarily all of them should be taken. Okay. So there's kind of this idea of feeling stuck. And Gemini, I know you don't like to feel stuck. So there's themes of that. The Knight of Swords came up. This came up in the month ahead reading also. And I was talking about how like he's riding a griffin, and maybe not everybody believes in like mythological creatures like that, but you might. And this kind of went back to your like political views. Like you may believe strongly in something, but not everyone believes in that. The Knight of Swords is you, Gemini, Knight of Air. Okay. So you're going to want to watch your words. That's really all I can tell you. All right. And then the Eight of Pentacles shows up. That just shows you hard at work. Okay. 8 is our number of the year for 2024. So you're going to want to just stay busy, stay focused on your craft, on what you're doing, the things that are of value to you, especially when that square with Pluto comes in, being open to what adjustments need to be made. Okay. Now that is your pre-reading. Let's pull a couple cards live for you and talk about what you need to know, Gemini, this big month of November. And I'm working with a few different decks here, the Phantom Tarot, the Everyday, or the Modern Witch, this new Dreamy Moons Tarot, and this beautiful Sacred Forest Oracle, which I'm going to give you one of those over there. Okay, let's see what you need to know here, Gemini. We've got the King of Crystals. So this is the King of Swords, I guess, King of Crystals. And here he is, big business, staying focused. He's got the kingdom behind. Oh, it looks like a kingdom. It's actually crystals. Okay, so this is you. You're in your power here. Now, we have the 10 of Pentacles. There's your castle. 10 of Pentacles, all that you've built up. Looks like nobody's home, really, but probably so busy working. Okay, 10 of Pentacles. So there's a shift here in what it is that you've built, because this is a 10 changing into a 1. Okay, so really kind of staying in touch, because I felt like that was a kingdom behind him there, and that swords one. So keeping track of your kingdom, what's going on, making sure that you're in the power position, you're the ruler of your kingdom. Here's the Ace of Cups coming in. Here's your cup of satisfaction. It's nice to see. I just said that a 10 is a 1, so here it is. So there's a lot of joy here. There's a lot of love here. Let's see. Venus is in Sagittarius at the beginning of the month, which would be across from you, right? So really asking you to show up in your relationships, kind of show up in your life, because like I said, this house looked empty. So making sure that you're not all work and no loving. Okay, you need to make sure you focus on that. And let's see, your oracle says pure spirit, purification. Kind of feels like the star card to me. Purification. Does that say pure? No, it says pine, I think. Pine. No, it says pure. Boy, my eyes. All right. Well, it's pure, and you can call it pine if you want to. Pine wouldn't be a bad thing. I think it actually is pine, because it looks like she's holding some pine. Okay, so this is a good thing to burn. And it's so, that this time of the year as we go into the holiday season. So pine might be a wonderful purification for you. Maybe pine essential oil, tree oils, or maybe actually just burning some pine. Okay, so this is your reading here. Now we're going to go week by week and see what you need to know this month, Gemini, working with these cute little golden Art Nouveau little mini cards. I like to call them like medium-sized cards. Okay, week 1. Here's the 2 of Cups. And we know the attention was on that you definitely need to show up in your relationship, okay? So here in week 1 shows that connection, okay? And it's very important to make time for that. Week 2, you have the Hierophant. This is your first major arcana that showed up. This is Sagittarius energy. It's also, some people say it's Taurus energy. It's a 5, so it's about change. It's about your spiritual connection, your higher power. It's about staying grounded. And it has themes of tradition and value. And we know that we're moving into some holidays. Week 3, we've got the 10 of Wands, ready to put down some burden. And it's interesting that it's a 10, but it showed up right under this Ace of Cups, which is a 1. So there's a shift here where you got to put down some work, put down some burden, show up in your family life, in your love life. Week 4, we've got the 7 of Pentacles. Things are building, okay? There's a lot of attention to what's being built here. All right, so not bad cards here. Really, your only major arcana that showed up was the Hierophant, which is, I say it's Sagittarius, and there's a lot of Sagittarius energy here. Sagittarius is across from you, obviously, in the chart, with a lot of activity in Sagittarius. And Jupiter, the ruling planet, being in your sign, Gemini. All right, so I'm pushing these cards over to the side, and I'm going to throw some charms onto this November calendar and roll some dice so I can give you some power days. Got a big bowl of charms here. And let's see what we've got. All right, we've got a lot of letters. So you're just going to look for names, initials, any words that come up that have meaning to you. I see the word Ed. I see the word edge, although I don't think there's another E, but I still felt like I saw it. The word 8, the word gate and gated, mate and mated, bum, rib. Okay, so you check it out and see what you see. Okay, I see duet, and we saw a lot about time together with your loved ones. Okay, we've got the letter X up at the top, the letter E. We've got some activity on the 28th with some dog tags. E on 29th of October, D on 30th, G on 31st. So that's like our Halloween week. And as we move into November 3rd, we have a number 3. Number 4th, we have a U. We have the symbol for the 3rd quarter of the moon here on the 5th. The letter T on the 6th. So you got some energy here in the beginning of the week. You got a little gift over here on the 9th. Okay, so maybe you take some time there. Got the royalty symbol on the 11th with the word AT, or Appalachian Trail on the 12th. An angel on the 13th. Little symbol for Virgo on the 14th. So a lot of activity here, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th. Then down here on the 18th, we have an F, an M on the 19th, a little moon, and not sure what that symbol is. Got a diamond ring here on the 21st, or a little indication of a diamond ring. So there's some themes of commitment here. The Venus moving into the earth sign of Capricorn is definitely going to give us some more like committed energy in our relationship. So you got that on the 21st. That's the day that the sun moves into Sagittarius. Okay. We've got the word letter R on the 25th, I on the 26th, a little snail on the 27th, letter B on the 28th, and a little teddy bear between the 28th, 29th, and 30th. Okay. So kind of not a lot of weekend activity. It looks like the 9th, the 29th, 30th, and then you got a lot of like, the only Sunday you got was the 3rd. You got a 3 on the 3rd, okay? A lot of midweek activity. I think that's because you're really busy working, all right? Now let's roll some dice. We've got the 5th house, which is the house of fun, Scorpio, and the North Node. North Node, Scorpio, 5th house. North Node is about like not karma, dharma, what you came here to do. Scorpio's deep emotion. Remember, it does rule sex. 5th house is joy and dating. So it's kind of like, don't forget your commitments in your relationships. Okay. Now, having rolled Scorpio, we know that we start off like these dates up here where you had energy in October. The moon was in Scorpio. It started on the 1:29 p.m. on the 31st. And then we had the new moon in Scorpio on Friday the 1st, okay? Then into the 2nd and all the way into early morning on the 3rd, okay? And you got the 3 there also. So this Sunday, I would definitely like mark your calendar for Sunday, November 3rd, because it looks like there is some good energy there for you. Now, you also rolled the 5th house, which is Leo energy. And we have the moon moving into the sign of Leo starting on Wednesday, November 20th at 8:51 a.m. through the 21st when the sun moves into the fire sign of Sagittarius, and until 6 p.m. on Friday, the 22nd. And you did have that ring there on the 21st. So make sure you're showing up in your love life, Gemini. I know you're a social creature. I know you got a lot on your plate. I know you love to multitask, but your relationships are calling to you. So enjoy.